Hey weirdos. It is a depression commercial outside today. Even though I'm in what should be spring break capital of the world, I know that I'm in spring break capital of the world because there's all kinds of implants and bikinis around me everywhere. But it's cold out. We've just got a cold spell. I'm somewhere in the panhandle making my way west. But we've got a bunch of new people, and a couple of them have pointed out that I never did a van tour video, and that's because van tour videos are highly predictable. We have the drone shot above, we have the thong bikini pointing out all the vegan accoutrement, and some disco clubby music in the background. So this channel is all about not doing what everyone else is doing. So I didn't want to make one, but what the hell, we might as well do this thing. Really, I'm going to go through, I've been writing down a lot of your questions about the transition in the van, living in the van, and I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. I will repeatedly refer to my reporter notebook because there's been so many questions that I'm going to forget all the profound things that I need to say to you. I don't like doing these van videos at this point though, because this was never intended to be a van channel. It was really about the experience of the van and then going out and traveling. But every time I post anything about the van, and we have such a small, cool community of badasses who want to do legit things, but there's always a turd that floats in, and it turns the comment section into a litter box, where then I have to spend time and go back into the litter box and like scoop out the turd and verbally assault it so that it never comes back here. And there's the strict majority of comments and everyone here are awesome, but then we just get these people who don't own a van, have never converted a van, but watch all the videos and tell me how much of an idiot I am about the thing that I built with my own two hands that I now live in and, you know, travel around in. So it's just, it kind of feels like work. It feels like being back at the TV station where just the comment sections on every story you did. And I remember our company policy was to kill them with kindness. And I was always like, or we could just kill them. Okay, but first and foremost, if you are totally digging the travel videos and anything about the Babe Bus, I need you to with me thank the people on Patreon and the people who are buying my travel photos, because without them, since I lost my job, this trip would have probably wrapped up already. I mean, I move fast, and I'd have to get back and be sending out resumes and bullshit cover letters where I say that I'd be really excited to join your team. And I don't have to do that. I can slow my roll, even though I'm still kind of moving at a breakneck speed, and shoot these longer videos and interact with you all and do this thing, because they are making it financially feasible for me to kind of sink into the small towns that I go to and spend the time to edit these and upload them and all that. So those people are awesome, and I am outrageously grateful. I've talked to you all individually, but they're making this thing a thing, so we thank them. First, if you don't like cleaning at home, if you're not like a clean person, if you're one of those people that just like once a month you vacuum and are really surprised and excited about how much dirt you cleaned up, I would caution you, because you are exposed to the elements when you live, work, travel out of a van, and you bring them in with you. If it's raining outside, it's going to be raining in the van the second you open the door. Anything on your feet is going to get right next to where you sleep. In a house, you've got some, path to move through where you're not bringing your outside dirt all the way up to your bedroom. Well, in a van, there's 4 feet from the outside to where I put my head down at night. So every single day this van gets clean. And I know that sounds obsessive, but if you don't keep your van clean, you will not like being in here, and it will just get kind of grimy. So after pretty much every meal, everything gets wiped down, and especially the floors, because it will just get grimy. With that said, I try to treat the front of the van, where the seats are, like the mudroom, because Lord knows us white chicks love a mudroom and Starbucks. Anyway, that way shoes from outside do not come into this side of the van. They stay out there. So that way I'm not tracking dirt back in here, and then rain jackets, anything that's just gotten dirty stays up there just so that it's not back where I eat and sleep. All right, so let's go up to the front of the van and I will show you some of the things I did up here that I would highly recommend and some that I would maybe not do again. Okay, first and foremost, oh Lord, look at this. We got a bromance going on right out here. These boys, see all the way back there, they've got a lifted truck and they're all standing out there like, man, this is so awesome. I love it. Anyway, so I built screens, as you can see here. Okay, so I just bought this screen material and then some self-sticking, what is this? I don't even know what this is called. Velcro, okay. So screen, Velcro, cut it into the shape of the window, and then this way on both sides of the van, I can roll down the windows at night, which you need for circulation in here, and bugs won't get in. And reasonably, someone's hand would have a little hard time getting in as well. I love this idea. I'm so glad I did this. It's a little awkward at toll booths when you have to practically get out of the van to give them money, but they get it. It's fine. The other thing that's really a great get was that I bought these seat covers, full seat covers, and a steering wheel cover for both sides. And again, the mudroom idea, you're gonna bring in so much crap into this van. You're nasty. If you've been playing outside, you're gonna be sweaty. You've got swamp ass. You do not want to sit your swamp ass on your brand new van's manufacturer's seats and then drive 2 hours. It will get gross, and this kind of upholstery is hard to clean. So these can get grimy, and then I just throw them in the washing machine. And the same goes for the steering wheel covers, because you're using public restrooms. It's like touch everything. And while I have a huge bottle of hand sanitizer, I just like being able to pull that off and throw it in the washing machine. Also, this holds a cell phone. You have got a lot going on when you are trying to make sure that you have enough stopping distance and that nothing is going to fall down in the back, and people drive like idiots and vans do not move very fast. So if you can take one thing out of your distraction profile, I would highly recommend getting a mount for your cell phone so that you can navigate with just one less thing to pay attention to. It's also really nice when your friends call and you can do the FaceTime thing and talk to them while you're driving. I'm not a huge fan of FaceTime, but it does kind of get lonely when you're on long drives. So that is a nice little thing to have. And of course, the Reflectix. I just cut this and put some glued in here are some of those little tiny magnets. And at night, I just shove it right up here. It's long enough so that it curves all the way around this side and then all the way around this side. And that is my little security device so that nobody can see in here. And it also regulates temperature. I will say that a lot of being in a van, as far as the temperature goes, is manually done throughout the day. And I'm gonna move this back here so that I can give my hand a break. When it's hot outside, you have to park the van in the shade and just kind of manually manage the temperature back here, because I can't always use the AC unless I have generator or shore. I don't have a window, which I would love to get a window on this side. So from the start of the day till the end of the day, you are managing the temperature back here in anticipation of how you want to sleep at night. So if you've got a hot day, you got to close this whole thing down. This is a thermal curtain that I put here. This gets shut. I try to do everything I can to keep the temperature back here as low as possible so that I'm not sweating my ass off at night. On the other direction, if it's very cold out like it is today, I've got this open. I'm going to take those down. I'm going to let the sun do whatever it can to warm this up so that I'm not freezing at night. So you kind of got to think from the second you get up, how do I want to sleep that night? And what do I have to do in the van, either windows down, windows up, to make this nighttime manageable. All right, so I got some flack for walling this off, right? Nobody liked this. This is an arch doorway, which you can't really see the arch anymore. I love this because when I shut that thermal curtain, there's no light going out here. It just feels a little bit more insulated and safer. I have more surface area to put up some cabinets, right? And this is where all my toiletries are. And it just helps with temperature control in general in the van. I really like it. Now, we all saw, a couple days ago, where I had Psychopath with a pipe outside the van. And that taught me, I've seen a lot of van conversions where they wall this off completely so they have a lot of surface area. After what I went through that night, I would, if you are a single female doing this by yourself, raise his hand, I would not wall that off completely. I got out of that situation because I was able to literally catapult out of bed and jump in the driver's seat and take off. If I didn't have that access point, I would have had to have gotten out of the van or just stay back here and be terrified. I can't say enough that the ability to quickly get into the driver's seat is really important when you are in unfamiliar places. And I designed my layout so that I could go from the driver's seat all the way to the rear doors and vice versa in almost a straight shot. And for security reasons, for airflow reasons, for a lot of really good reasons, I would not ever completely wall that off. Also, on the issue of security in the van, now I've spoken at length that I have a gun and knives and all kinds of things that I can protect myself with. I see a lot of van channels that recommend bear spray and hard stop on all that. Now, I've worked with law enforcement an awful lot, so I'm familiar with pepper spray. Bear spray is just pepper spray on steroids. It shoots 35 feet. If you spray pepper spray or bear spray in an enclosed space, almost instantly you will be as equally incapacitated as your attacker, and the two of you will be a sobbing mess on the pavement saying sorry to one another. You can't spray that stuff if you're in an enclosed space. It is meant for the outdoors. It's just, I would never in a million years, having seen it work in a law enforcement setting, ever put spray in this van. Now, some people use wasp spray, which I think you still have the same issue there, but I think it's a little bit more targeted. But yeah, the bear spray thing, van people recommend it left, right, and across. And I would, if you gave it to me for free, I would hand it right back to you because it is meant to project out and get a bear that is far away, which means if you're there or you're there and you spray it, it's going to be right in your van and you will have to exit the van, and the exit is where the person attacking you is. Like, just think about it. The AC unit, I love the AC unit an awful lot. I will tell you, this is the lowest wattage. It has 1,000 wattage running power that I could find. As it is getting warmer now in the south, I don't particularly regret getting it. I do wish I had a second fan, which I might install eventually. The only downside of an AC unit is that these are meant for RVs. You have a van, it's loud. You do get over it, but some other people found some different models that they swear are better, and that's great. You can post those in the comment section. This is the smallest one, the most energy efficient one I could find. And also another tip, I put these car vents up here. Where are they? Right there. So that way when the air is blowing, I get a nice little burst of good smelling vibes in the van, because when you cook anything, the van smells like food, and that kind of sucks. So that's nice. All right, let's talk about the kitchen a little bit. I have plenty. Now, I did not do the overhead storage thing except for these super lightweight bins that I got at Hobby Lobby, and I have more than enough storage between the Lowe's cabinets and that cabinet. I've not run out of space for food. I still maintain that the double sink is the greatest thing in the world. I got a bunch of flack for that as well. People said, a lot of these vans have these little fairy sinks, these little bowls. And I remember some woman was like, you don't know what you're talking about because you can't use a lot of water in a van, so of course you need a teeny tiny sink. And I was like, just because you don't carry a lot of water on a van doesn't mean that you're suddenly using dollhouse cups and plates to eat off of. You still use like regular sized stuff. It's just you just don't have as much water as you once did. So this is really typical where I have my dirty dishes in this part. I collect them throughout the day until I'm ready to do them all at one time to save water. And then on this side, I have them drying off. And I just mentally think about it. If I had a teeny tiny fairy sink here, and I had my cooking gear here, and let's say there's two people or it's just you, and you've got your plates and stuff that you cut with and pots and da-da-da-da. So you're gonna clean one thing in your fairy sink, and then where are you gonna put it? Where is it gonna go? You're going to have to clean one thing and then immediately dry it off and then put it away. And then clean another thing. And then, oh no. I love this. This is great. I love my double sink. This is a 30-inch base cabinet. I would not go any bigger than that. The next size up is 36 inches. And the downside of that is 36-inch base cabinet means there's an awful lot of stuff that will fly around down here while you're driving. The water is down there, but this is great. On this side I have soap, and on this side I have sunscreen. I wear a ton of sunscreen because I'm trying to delay Botox as long as humanly possible. Speaking of cosmetics, ladies, you will not use but a fraction of the things that you have at home to keep you looking beautiful, because after about 2 weeks in a van, you don't give a shit what you look like. It doesn't matter. You're out to have fun. So I keep any and all of my toiletries here. You can see that I went through a lot of effort to stage them and make them look pretty. They're all Walmart brand because I live in the real world. And the only thing that I bought here, we'll scare all the men on this channel right now. The only like primping thing that I actually bought, let me spin this over, with me is my derma roller, and all my girls know what that is. This is the only cosmetic thing that I brought with me. This, if you can see it, has like hundreds and hundreds of mini swords on it, and they're sharp as hell. And what you do is you jab it in your face and roll it as hard as you can, and you can hear it stabbing you, and then you bleed, and it hurts like hell. And you use the tears coming down your face to wash off the blood, but it keeps your skin looking on point. I love this thing. But yeah, guys, this is what goes on behind the scenes, right? So when you see side boob, thong bikini, avocado toast Barbie, she's doing this shit at night. Or maybe Soy Boy does it for her. Oh, I do wish that I had made my backsplash higher. And I don't know what the physics of this is, but just by nature, I think that I'm doing a lot more hand scrubbing. The soap tends to fly everywhere, and it gets everywhere. So in retrospect, I wish that I had come up a little higher. I'm selling the microwave because I never use it. My girl, YouTuber Stephanie, bought it, and Stephanie, the second I can find enough styrofoam that it will actually arrive to you safe, it's going in the mail. I use the microwave all the time at home. I never use it on the van. I think I used it once. It's just not, I use the propane camping stove and my toaster oven, and that's it. This has just, it's been in my way since the moment it got in the van. So I'm getting rid of that. The other thing I'm getting rid of, let's quick pause for, I know some people haven't seen the van in its entirety. So again, copper penny countertop and Lowe's cabinets. I will say that the kid-proof tabs have been a huge help in keeping things from flying out. I really only have one cabinet of food, and then the proverbial junk drawer. Yeah. All right, so the other thing that I'm getting rid of is, where is it? This stupid thing, I hate this thing. It cost $150. This, look how much cord there is. I'm sure that this is necessary for some people. This is one of those Camp Pro repeaters. Also a magic sorcerer's stone wand. It's supposed to drag in Wi-Fi signal into your van. I've never been able to get it to work, and I explained in a video before as to why I think that is. I think you're supposed to mount this to the roof. I loathe this thing. If you want, look, it's trying to kill me. Give me this. If you want this, I will give you a deal, but I can't stand this thing. I can't wait to get rid of it. Plus, just by nature of where the plugs are in the van, it's just never worked out for me. So if you want a Star Wars sword that comes with an 87-foot extension cord, by God, drop me a line. I'll put it right in the mail for you. Oh, this thing is, see, look, it just was designed to piss me off. And I would love to tell you that all the obsessing I did about securing things, all these bungee cords, I put bungee cords all over the place. I mean, I've written so that nothing would move when I was driving. I stopped doing that. And I'm perfectly aware of the safety issues there. And it's just, when you're moving as much as I am, you just don't have time to stop and bungee cord every God blessed thing, and you just kind of get over it. So put it in there if you want, but in reality, I don't think that everyone actually secures everything as much as they say they do. Okay, the desk is wonderful. I use it all the time. The fold down desk, I will put links to everything that I'm showing you all in one spot to make this easier. Of where I got everything off pretty much Amazon. But I've just got some office storage here, so when I'm editing, computer goes up here, or if I'm cooking at the kitchen, I can use the desk. So there is that. It has worked out marvelously. And then lay shitter, see, not even secured. Lay shitter, still the best damn thing I bought for this van. After I mentioned that the kitty litter thing wasn't working, I got a bunch of comments from people with all kinds of engineering about how to pull off the bathroom thing. I gave the kitty litter to somebody who actually had a cat, and I know a lot of you have suggested the sawdust, and I'm not doing that either, just because it's still, you're just creating the same problem. The kitty litter becomes a heavy soggy mess. The sawdust will become a heavy soggy mess. So what is working is what I mentioned last time, which is combining the garbage and your body garbage all in one spot, because as you use paper towels and napkins and other things, they go in lay shitter. It all gets absorbed into one nasty mess, and you're pretty much throwing your garbage out every day anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And for everyone who gave me suggestions on separating one from two, rule number one is do not poop in your van. Just don't do it. I'm not going to go into detail as to why I recommend that, but just don't do it. Everyone knows their body schedule. It's either right when you wake up or maybe when you have a cup of coffee. But so just know that schedule, and then position yourself near public restrooms around that time. I will just say that in the one time that I had experience doing this, it's not that it stinks up the van or is just so embarrassing that you can't handle it. It's that when you go to dispose of it, you feel like you're holding an atom bomb in your hand, and even though no one knows what's in the garbage bag, it's still just like, oh my God, like, I gotta get rid of this thing. This is actual leaked footage of me responding to the comment section in some of my videos. So I told you, some of the comments are just outrageous from a lot of people who have no experience doing this. So what I do is in the morning when I'm responding and checking out everything, I have my little mug where someone writes something stupid and this comes out. Yeah, I love this thing. If you want one, I'll tell you where to get one. But, you know, when someone tells me I'm so ignorant because I didn't spend $5,000 on solar panels, it comes right out. Truck fridge is doing great. It has never drained the batteries. There's the truck fridge. Okay. The glitter fridge specifically. I took her handles and I now use these to put my feet on when I'm sitting on it. I vented the inside. I have the world's chicest seat cover, so truck fridge is now doing double duty. There she is. It does hold a lot, but I recently had an issue where there was a lot of condensation inside of it. And the great thing about buying an American product is that you can actually call a human being. And he suggested I throw an LED light in it, which I did. Closed it, shut down everything, looked to see if light was escaping. It wasn't. But what he said was if you store a lot of fruits and vegetables and things that have moisture, it will tend to collect condensation in the van. So that was the issue. Otherwise, not that big of a deal at all. The screen on this side of the big door, this I got on Amazon. It obviously is not perfectly fit to the door, but otherwise, this screen is fantastic. It has a magnetic clip, so it shuts automatically. I can open up this door. I can get breeze in here without bugs. I love this. I had another one on the back there. I had to take it down just because it kept falling off. I don't actually ever leave those doors open, but this one, I love this screen. The custom made ones are about $600 online. I'm not playing that game. I want to say this was like $30, but great purchase. Love this. The floor continues to be an awesome purchase. These are the gym tile mats. You can see the seam, but they're made of foam. They are just so comfortable when you have to stand on them a long time. Plus, I have to crawl to get into my closet, right? We did the crawl-in closet. So I have to get in there, to get on my hands and knees, and it's just nice and comfy. It is so easy to clean. The bed, watch this, for all you people who gave me an ungodly amount of lip that I was going to have mold in the van because I didn't cut holes in it, because you saw it on another YouTube channel. Now, mind you, I've had very hot weather, very cold weather, and I continue to breathe through all of it. So according to these predictions, I should have gobs of moisture on the metal ceiling and mold under this bed because of my body heat. And, well, let's just say. Oh, look at that. Pristine. Nothing. No mold. No mold because I put a full waterproof cover on this thing and I am managing the temperature all day long. This is the best mattress in the world and I sleep like a rock. A lot of people have asked what it's like to sleep in the van. I am so tired by the time I get into this thing that you could probably set a bomb off and I might sleep through it. I mean, it is just... You're driving a lot, you're doing stuff, you're out, you're talking to people. And so by the time I get in this thing, I'm spent. I am done. So I have no issue sleeping. Once I cover all this up, it's pitch black in here and I sleep like a baby, except when there's a lunatic with a pipe outside. But I can't say enough good things about the mattress. I don't have any issue sleeping, except, now that I think about it, the one issue I've had sleeping is when the van is not level. And now I understand why RVs have levelers. If you don't get your van parked as level as possible, your body is constantly trying to fight to figure out where the horizon is, and you get kind of car sick. It feels like you're on a boat. You know, when you're out in the ocean playing all day, you're on a boat and you feel that like, ooh, that's what it feels like when you're in your van. And even the slightest decline or incline, you'll feel it when you're asleep. And it's just not an awesome feeling. This is a perfect amount of height for me. I can sit straight up. I don't have any issues. I have plenty of pillows. I have my big comfy blanket. I would hope that anyone who's converting a van, think about what makes you comfortable at home and bring it into your van so that it doesn't have to be Instagram fabulous. It should be comfortable for what makes you comfortable. The only time this height ever becomes an issue is that I tend to like pull the blankets around me at night and subsequently punch the ceiling. I'm sure it sounds really weird to anyone who's outside, but other than that, that's fine. This is the one construction failure we've had from driving. For everyone who predicted that my ceiling tiles would fall down and the van would fall apart because I have no idea what I'm doing, I clearly don't know how to caulk because a little crack formed right there. So I guess y'all should just stop watching now. Way back there is the battery powered fan. I love that thing. I don't know why, even when I'm cold, I like to have a fan. So that was a great purchase. And then let's talk quick about stealth parking. I am pretty much done with stealth parking, especially after the pipe incident. When you're in a van, you are making about 800 decisions from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. The second you get up, am I still alive? No, it's like, okay, well, do I have enough water? Do I have enough sink water? Do I have enough drinking water? Do I have enough food for today? Where am I going today? Where am I going to park today? What is the temperature like outside? Am I going to need to hook up to power? Are the batteries charged enough? Do I have enough gasoline? Like, you just are making all these decisions that by the time you get to bed, it's just, you are not going to want to have to worry about anything. I'm so tired when I get into bed that the last thing that I want is to hear a knock on my window at 2 o'clock in the morning telling me that I've got to move, or, you know, I'm not in a safe spot or something like that. So I'm not digging it. I'm not. I know that if I am at a McDonald's, a Cracker Barrel, I love Walmart because I'm super close to the snacks. And in Anytime Fitness, I go to those a lot. I know I can be there, and I know that there are cameras in a Walmart parking lot, and typically an officer comes through at least once, and I just want to sleep without concern because I'm tired. And so I don't do, and probably will not continue to do, the stealth parking thing. Once this is all closed up, I mean, once you've got those back windows closed, this is closed, and then this comes down, you don't know where you are, so you don't need. I just think it's a lot of trying to feel like cool, and it's not necessary. So I'm not doing it. If you want to do it, that's great for you, but I'm not. All right, let's go into the closet, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I'm talking an awful lot, but I'm trying to answer all your questions in one shot so that I don't have to do another one of these videos again, so that I don't have to deal with the turd that's going to float into the kitty litter box that I'm going to have to deal with. All right, we are going downward into the crawling closet. Here I have my lady accoutrement. I have my workout shorts, my workout shirts, my regular shirts. Let's see, I have, oh look, let's talk about these real quick. These slippers that have the fuzzy things on, oh look, ankle shot, sexy ankle shot, side ankle. These clean the floor while you're working or walking. I've had these for 3 years. I love them. They clean the van's floor while I'm doing nothing but standing and just moving around. They're great. I'm not even using a lot of this storage. I put way too much storage in here. This is way too much clothes. Way too much. The reality is you just don't care, and so you're going to end up wearing the same thing until it gets gross. And it's not because you don't have an option, it's just you just don't care. I mean, I think I wear this sweatshirt in every video, mostly because I love Detroit. In the back, I have my dirty clothes down here. I've got a hose to fill up the water. This is the plug for shore power. I've got a storage bin up there. That is a mesh bag that I bring into the gym and put all my toiletries in. I highly recommend getting this mesh bag because when you get out of the shower, in a communal shower, you've got all like the wet loofah and all your containers are soaking wet, and you don't really want to bring wet stuff in the van, so that allows it to kind of vent and dry off. This gorgeous thing, the giant damp-rid pail, this thing controls humidity in the van. It sucks extra moisture out of the air. It is strategically located in the closet so that if there are any moisture issues here, it's not going to get my closed dingy. So this thing is wonderful. And then on this side, I have the generator that so many people gave me shit about. And then some more storage up here. In the back windows, I built using Reflectix and felt some window covers. They snap into place. Hear that? They snap into place with those little magnets. This keeps temperature controlled and safety. And let's see, let's spin this around. So if you've got any back issues or like physical issues, let me tell you, I am like up, down, crawling, bending, twisting all the time in this van. It's a very small space. So if you've got any kind of like knee or back issues, you really got to plan your layout so that you're not stressing your body. The batteries, these have, so far I've not ran out. You know, we all saw the trauma of my electric work, and I got a lot of suggestions that just, you know, just take off and build it when you're on the road. And no. First of all, what are you going to bring your power tools with you? And then like finding plugins and a place to park and cut wood and sawhorse it and all that. Like, I don't know where you would do that. If you're going to go to a friend's house, fine. But I will say that like once I got moving and on the road, the last thing I wanted to do was work on this van. I wanted to go out and have fun. So personally for me, I would not build and travel at the same time. For people who are anticipating leaving and getting on the road, I didn't want to go right before I left. And if you feel that way about leaving and living and working in a van, please don't feel bad about that. Just because when I finished, I was so busy with construction that I didn't have to think about actually being in this thing. And so when it came time to leave and I had this house with a big comfy bed and heat and all the water I wanted and laundry, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm gonna go live in a car. And I didn't want to go, and I was not excited. It was cold outside. It was February. I was already missing my friends and I hadn't even left, and I had a lot of hesitation. But one day it was sunny and I was like, all right, we're just doing this. And I got in the van and took off, and it's been great ever since. I love my van. I love the Babe Bus. I am working harder than I've ever worked before with these videos and blogging and taking photos. I'm tired all the time, but I'm in charge of my life now. And so all that to me is worth it, and it will be worth it to you. But if you go through a period where you're like, I don't know if I want to do this, totally normal. Just, you got to power through a little bit, but you're going to be fine. And anybody can do this. I'm not Superwoman. I'm just some sarcastic lady on the internet. Oh, crap. I swear this is the last thing. On the comments about solar, and you'll know I grinded about solar, and it's not that I hate solar, it just, the cost to output is pathetic. Some guy said to me in the comment section that I will not support this channel because you had an option to get clean, energy efficient, and environmentally conscious energy source in solar, and you didn't do it. Hard stop, homeboy. Listen here, hippie. There is nothing environmentally conscious about living, working, and traveling out of a van. It's also not cheap. I don't know who pontificates this bullshit, but are you kidding me? So you think that just because you put up some solar panels, that you are like saving the environment? Never mind the fact that you are in a massive metal structure that was built in a huge factory with materials that we are now having like trade war agreement issues on. This thing like just drinks gasoline. It's huge, right? So you've got a gasoline guzzling vehicle with it, and it farts emissions. Like every time I drive, I know that somewhere in a third world country, the ozone layer just got a little bit thinner. It's a vehicle. Furthermore, you're not off the grid. You are literally on the grid that's called the American Highway and Road System, where we just rip down forests and pave them so that you could live in your van and everybody else could get to work on time. There's nothing environmentally sensitive about van life. I mean, maybe if you go like get a used one and don't ever move it and park it on federal land and draft sun power, I mean, yeah, I could see. But if you're like out like traveling, moving around, doing stuff, nope. You can't buy food in bulk, so all your food inherently has more packaging. You're having to use more smaller resources on a more frequent scale because you can't fit anything in here. Even your laundry, you can't buy an energy efficient washer and dryer for your laundry. You got to go to a laundromat, commercial washer. I mean, I could go on forever. Don't give me that I'm saving the environment because I have solar, because the fact that you're in a giant commercial vehicle kind of negates, like, I don't know, all that. And cost efficient, I get messages from people saying that they're trying to save money and want to live in a van. I've already gone through the insurance and how much it costs to buy the van. The build, I haven't even looked at the build yet for what that costs, but gas, insurance, really high property taxes on something of this size, your food, RV parks, campground, I mean, like, it ain't cheap. It might be, if you're paying $1,800 a month to live some frou-frou lifestyle and go get martinis and avocado toast every Tuesday, yeah, it might be cheaper then. But in general, like, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. I'm able to do this to the extent that I'm doing it because of those awesome Patreon people and folks who are buying my travel photography, which means a lot to me because I love my photos. But yeah, buckle up if you think that this is, inexpensive living. So anyway, all right, well, I'm going to get into the mudroom with the depression commercial outside and get some work done. I hope that answered a lot of questions. I'll do one quick spin around so you can see the van if you haven't. And then I'm going to get to work because I'm hoping that I can very soon actually take kind of a day off, because I have been running and gunning pretty hard. And I'm very grateful to you all for watching the videos, for all the sweet comments, for the cheering me on. And now that you men know what a derma roller is, well, I can't wait to see the comment section on that one. Let's say hi. Look how, see how I staged that? Yep, care so much. Those cabinets, the kitchen itself. Stephanie, that's coming to you. All right, everybody, I gots to go. I'll see y'all later.